I used to send you my heart in pieces small enough to fit inside a message bubble. Soft little confessions typed with trembling thumbs in the blue glow of midnight where everything felt safer because it wasn't spoken aloud. You would read them like they were something sacred, not something spilling over. It's okay, you'd say. You're just pouring your heart out. And I believed you. God, I believed you. Used to smile when it slipped out of me. That other voice, the one stitched from ink and instinct, softening my edges, sharpening my truth. You'd tilt your head like you'd caught something rare, like I had just turned into a language you didn't fully understand but wanted to keep listening to anyway. My author side, you called it, like it was a separate woman who visited sometimes and left the door open behind her. You asked about my stories, the way some people ask about childhood homes. Curious, careful, like you were mapping where I came from so you could understand why I loved the way I did. You wanted to know the characters, the endings, the parts I hadn't finished yet. And somewhere between late night conversations and words that ran longer than we meant them to, you stopped being the man outside the page and became the plot twist I never saw coming. Now there is no thread to send my heart through, no quiet place where my echoes land gently in someone else's hands, so it spills elsewhere, onto pages, into poems, across a screen that doesn't answer back, and suddenly my private language has become a public echo. I can see them, you know. Profile photos, public names, the ghosts of presence, little pings of existence lighting up my world map like constellations, telling me someone is looking, someone is reading. Somewhere in this wide, indifferent world, my pain has an audience, and I never asked for one. I didn't write to be seen. I wrote because silence was starting to feel like pressure in my lungs, because grief doesn't sit quietly like a well-behaved guest. It claws, it expands, it demands space, and if I don't give it somewhere to live, it will make a home inside my chest and burn the whole place down. I was never built to hold storms without giving them a sky. And maybe now my words feel like betrayal to you, like I took something sacred and pressed it between pages without asking permission, like I turned us into something consumable, something strangers can read without knowing how it felt to be inside it. Maybe you read pieces of me and don't recognize the reflection. Maybe you're angry that every line now is a mirror you never agreed to look into, that every poem carries the shape of your absence like a watermark no one else can quite name, but everyone can feel. But what was I supposed to do? Swallow it? Let it rot inside me until I forgot how to breathe without it? Pretend the love didn't happen just because it ended without permission? I don't get to call you. I don't get to reach for you. I don't get to place this weight in your hands and say, help me carry it. So I build somewhere else to put it. Paragraph by paragraph, line by line, I take the ache of you and translate it into something that breathes without asking anything back. You loved this part of me once, when my words were soft, when they were gardens, not graveyards, when I wrote about worlds that didn't include you breaking inside of them. Back then, my words weren't dangerous to you, because they weren't about you. But creation doesn't ask what it's allowed to become. It just grows in whatever soil it's given. And right now you are everywhere in it. Not because I chose you as a subject, but because you became a feeling I cannot outrun. So I write. I write because silence feels like suffocating underwater. I write because if I don't, every unsent word turns into something heavier than heartbreak. I write because loving you has nowhere else to go. Not for them, not for the quiet watchers, tracing my grief with curious hands, and not even for you anymore. I write because once upon a time you taught me that my heart was allowed to take up space, and I refuse to unlearn that just because you left.